Hey everybody, it's Eric from the MMG. Today we're taking a look at Artist Life Simulator. This is available on Steam right now. It is a small indie game that I've just fallen in love with. It's got a lot more depth to it than it looks at first glance, and I just can't recommend it highly enough. My first video I did was me trying to learn the game, and I missed some critical things, so I wanted to do another video that's going to give you some tips and tricks on how to play this game and be successful, even starting from your very first run. So first thing I want to talk about is down here, definitely run through the tutorial in the game. But these are your main skills. You have a visit, a think, a talk, and a paint. You want to try to keep these all active every second that you turn the clock on. You definitely want to sell your paintings at the art palace whenever you can, because that's going to be your main source of income. So you constantly want to do that. So drag that over there. We're going to try to sell this first painting. That's going to be our first action. Now, we also want to think about something. Early on, you're not going to have a lot of things, but boy, before you know it, you're going to have everything underneath the world that you need to think about. And it gets crazy. Now, you can unlock some locations. If you kind of scroll over these cards, make sure you read them. It does tell you some things. You can unlock some locations by thinking about places. You can think about the cost of life, which can help reset the timer so you don't get hit by the penalty. That's usually a really good starting one to start out with. So I recommend that. But first off, we're going to start by thinking about the park. We're going to start that out, and then you can paint. Now, right at the very beginning, you're not going to have anything to paint. You don't have any passion. You don't have any influence, no inspiration, really. But you can still paint about a location if you want. So, and if you scroll over this, you'll see the cards highlight, and that shows you cards that you can pick for this. So we could paint about the city. Now, as you see, the result's going to be a 1 to 2. Not great, but obviously, starting out, you just do the best that you can do, right? Passion cost is going to be from 0 to 1, and inspiration is a +1. We're going to go ahead and start painting that because we're going to need something to sell here pretty soon anyways. The other option is talk. You're not going to be able to talk to anybody for a while. You have to start meeting people, making friends, and you do that by going to the bar. But let's go ahead and start this turn. The other thing I want to mention is the skill trees down here is the little eye. And there's a lot of different skills, and you can branch it off and go different directions. They have high cost. So at the very, very beginning, you're probably not going to be able to pick any of these. So you got the job hunt, which is going to be effective early on. Later game, you're not going to be doing jobs. But early on, as a starving artist, you need a job to get yourself some money. So we don't actually have the cards here for this, but you need 2 cards and 2 wealth to get this skill tree unlocked. And like I said, it's going to be a good portion into your early game before you can fill any of this. Now, this one right here just takes sanity and health. So you could actually do this one pretty on if you wanted to. And we'll go ahead and start it to show you the process. There we go. And then you just hit start. And it's got a timer on it, 160 seconds. And then it'll be completed. So let's click back. All right, we're ready to start the clock. Let's go ahead and hit it. And what I love about this game is it auto stops as soon as an event happens, so you don't have to worry about clock management too much. So we sold our first painting, and it actually sold really well. We gained 3 rep, 2 passion, 5 wealth. We got a motivational green filling, which is good. So that was beyond well for us, or good for us. And then we also got our new painting done. Sell value of 1, not a real surprise starting out. Like I said, you're not gonna. I mean, the max was what, 1 to 2, I think, or something like that. All right, so that's the basic tips. And then once everything's filled up, we're still thinking about the park here. Nobody to talk to. And you can move all this and organize it, which I really like too. You can zoom in and zoom out. So you kind of do whatever you want. So let's visit the bar. And when you go visit the bar, you can go with a painting. And then you have a chance to sell that painting with you. Or you can take coin. Coin's going to normally give you a better effect as far as getting another card. So you're either gonna maybe even meet someone too. So I don't mind spending a little bit wealth, but you do have to be careful you don't spend too much. So we're gonna start out this way. And then we got motivation to paint earlier, so that's a good one. Let's go ahead and paint the city with the motivation. Now look at our number. It went from the range is 1 to 6 now. So that could, we could have a pretty good painting early on here. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the start on that. And we don't have anybody to talk to still, so now it's time to launch again. Alright, so we had some bad things happen here. We had some good things happen here. Thinking about the park, we got the memory of relaxation. So that's just a memory that can be helpful. And we got, that's the park location. We also got something bad here. We went to the bar and tried to have some fun. One thing led to another, and we ended up feeling worse than before. So we got our first negative card here. And that's an irritation. So we go ahead and we got to collect that. So what we can do, though, we can paint that. So it's got a 30-second timer right here. This painting is going to be done in 20 seconds. So we'll be able to get this on there for that timer runs out, which is a big deal. So we're going to just we're just going to stay there. The other thing we could do about irritation is we could think about it right here. And then we have a 30% chance to end it. And the other thing it does is it resets the timer. So you can also put in counters if you have them. We don't have any counters right now to increase that chance if we wanted to. But like I said, we don't want to actually do that. We're going to wait and paint it. So what we're going to think about is, let's think about the park. Start, and then we're going to actually visit the bar again with another coin. And hit start. There we go. Alright, so when we visited the bar, look, we got courage and we got passion, both. That's a really good bar visit in my opinion. So this is a red filling, and it can solve a lot of things. And normally, if it would solve irritation, all I'd have to do is drag it over here and it'd solve it. But they don't actually counter each other, so don't have to worry about that. We also consume this, but we got a 4-level painting, so that's actually pretty good. Early on, that's really good for an artist. If you want to mention this helpful tip too, you can just explore or visit the city without going with a painting, so you're not trying to sell something, and this gives you the opportunity to discover new places. You can also discover other ideas and a bunch of stuff, so that's not a bad idea early on to visit the city by itself. You can return some positive effects early on. Now we have the painting up to paint irritation. So it's a 1-1 result, right? So not very good by itself. We can throw in courage, and this little number up here, I forgot to mention this. This is the number that's going to benefit from. So it should be a 1 to 4 when we drop this in. 1 to 5, excuse me. So we drop that in, and sometimes it depends on how it interacts, I think, too. So 1 to 5 result now. We could throw in memory relaxation. Let's see what that does. Now it's a 1 to 6. Not great. We're actually going to pull that back out. I don't know 100% if this is true, but I like to think it is in my head. That a memory of relaxation with irritation and courage don't really go together. Now, irritation and then the courage to overcome that, those go together, so that's what we're going to paint. And I could be completely wrong. That may not factor into this game at all, but I like to think it does, you know? All right, let's move on to a little bit more of the end game and what it looks like. Towards a later game, which you see I have here, you're going to unlock more things. You're going to be able to talk, which is very, very helpful. You're going to meet different people. They have different characteristics, so you can see them right there. But the main thing I use them for is you can talk to them about issues or even like paintings, and it's going to return a good, usually a good memory or maybe a feeling that you need. Or if it's negative, they can help you resolve a negative feeling. So that's very helpful in the game. And you're going to unlock a bunch of new places. I still don't have them all unlocked here. There's different characters. There's the whole skill tree right here that you unlock. And some of it's not in the game yet. This is still early access, but a lot of it is. And it's just a really fun, in-depth game. Hopefully you'll give it a look. I think you're going to enjoy it quite a bit. I'm at over 10 hours right now and still planning to keep playing it. This game I got going right here is my longest game so far. I'm probably about 3 or 4 hours into it at this point. And doing very, very well. We're at 47. All right, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully this helped you and gave you some tips and tricks for how to play this game. Please help me out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to us. Help us keep growing the community here at the MMG. Thank you.